IMF chief Christine Lagarde. There is a woman, her name is Christine Lagarde. IMF chief Christine Lagarde said that trade wars between the countries are going to hit the economies in the world in a worst form. The trade wars are going to hit the economies in the world in a worst form. When these trade wars exist in the world, investments will fall, exports and imports will fall, investments will fall, exports, imports will fall. Automatically, world GDP will come down. It affects the world trade. She told all these things, she announced all these things on the eve of G20 summit, which was started. G20 summit has started at Buenos Aires, Argentina. G20 summit has started at Buenos Aires, Argentina. On the eve of this summit, Christine Lagarde, the chief of IMF, have told that because of trade wars between and among the countries, the world trade will get worst hit and finally world GDPs will come down. Recently, America announced that it might impose tariffs on auto imports also. It might impose tariffs on auto imports also. Already trade war started between America and China. Chinese aluminum and steel products, even India also got hit by it, aluminum and steel products. Because of all these trade wars, world trade might get hit, warned by Christine Lagarde. And the auto imports from Canada and Mexico will be protected, not other imports in America now. Canada and Mexico, because America, Canada and Mexico have NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. Now they are also going to change some modalities in NAFTA, but they have a free trade agreement, America, Canada and Mexico, in the name of NAFTA. And she also told the Brexit, which is going to happen in March 2019, without any proper deal, will also hit the confidence of investors. The Brexit, which is going to happen without any proper deal, no deal Brexit. So 2 years back in 2016, Britain wanted to exit from European Union, and there is a referendum, and British people with a slight majority supported exit from European Union, and the deal has not been fixed. What should be the future relationship between Britain and European Union? This no deal Brexit might hit the world economy also. Christine Lagarde warned. This was the most important news today. Apart from that, yesterday, as we have discussed, ISRO's PSLV-CA rocket successfully have lifted 31 satellites into orbit. 31 satellites. It's the most important thing. Today, that is November 29th, India have put into orbit its own HYSIS, HYSIS. Very important prelims question. Hyperspectral imaging satellite. HYSIS, hyperspectral imaging satellite. This satellite is used to monitor the earth, not only for agriculture, disaster, environment and other things, but also strategically it is very important. You know why? Military surveillance. Strategically it is very important. The reason is military surveillance. It also helps for military surveillance. If you could remember, in 1999 during Kargil war, India sought certain satellite help from America, which America have not extended to India. Now India have its own IRNSS, remote sensing, and India now have its own advanced hyperspectral imaging satellite. We have advanced satellite now. And India crossed a great milestone. You know what is the milestone? ISRO's Indian Space Research Organization's commercial wing anthrics have today crossed 250 limit. More than 250 foreign satellites, 269 foreign satellites were lifted from India, from Indian launch vehicles, 269. So, India crossed the milestone of 250 with this launch. So, 31 satellites in which one is Indian, rest of 29 nano, one is micro. 29 nano satellites, one is micro satellite. And the notable aspect of this PSLV orbit right now, this launch is one satellite was fixed at high altitude and all other satellites are at lower altitude. So, it have done two ventures. One satellite it have fixed at higher altitude and others are at lower altitude. This is also important thing. So, it is not just a same place they have launched, but they have left the orbit like that. And HISIS is a state of art satellite, world class. State of art means perfect satellite. And the heart of the satellite, the core of the satellite is the optical imaging chip. In the satellite we have optical imaging chip. It was designed and fabricated totally by ISRO. The lifespan of this satellite HISIS was 5 years, 2018 to 2023. The lifespan of HISIS is 5 years and it was placed in 636 kilometers polar sun synchronous orbit. 636 kilometers polar sun synchronous orbit. And the primary goal of HISIS, the primary goal is to study Earth's surface in visible, near infrared and shortwave infrared regions. Visible, near infrared and shortwave infrared regions. And in this HISIS, we have sent 29 nano satellites, one micro satellite. In this PSLV launch, in this HISIS launch, along with HISIS, the co-passengers. Who are co-passengers? Other satellites. In this PSLV launch, along with HISIS, the co-passengers are 29 nano satellites, one micro satellite. Okay, and they belong to 8 countries. 8 different countries. They belong to 8 different countries. Australia, Canada, US. Australia, Canada, US. Colombia, Finland, Malaysia. Netherlands and Spain. Netherlands and Spain. So, it will go for digital imaging and spectroscopy. This HISIS have a technology of digital imaging along with spectroscopy. So, that is the best thing. That is the best thing. So, this is what is HISIS, just remember, and the satellite will be used for various applications: agriculture, forestry, assessment of coastal zones, environmental studies, detection of environmental pollution, geological changes, and also strategic surveillance, or military surveillance. This is all about HISIS. There is a conference on sustainable blue economy. There is a conference on sustainable blue economy held at Kenya, Nairobi. You might get a prelims question. What is blue economy? What is blue economy? Blue economy is related to ocean environment. Blue, water. So, the benefit which you get through ocean environment, the economic prospects which you get through usage of ocean resources is called blue economy. It is called blue economy. Just remember, blue economy means the economic benefit which we accrue, which we will get from using marine resources is called blue economy. So, coming to today's newspaper. Central Bank recap. Today's editorial, Central Bank recap. Urjit Patel wants some autonomy to RBI. At the same time, Urjit Patel appeared before Parliament Standing Committee and said, though we are having more number of non-performing assets, definitely Indian economy and banking system will recover. What is this issue of NPA? When you take a loan from a bank, if you don't pay principal or interest, when you take a loan from a bank, if you don't pay principal or interest for continuous 90 days, then the account will become non-performing asset. Non-performing asset is a big problem today in the banking system. So, Urjit Patel, the RBI governor, told, we will work out to solve the problem, minimize the problem of non-performing assets. And non-performing assets hits the profit of the bank. You know why? Banks do banking business. If people after taking loan do not repay the loan to the bank, bank's profit will be go down. Sometimes bank will end up with losses. And RBI governor is also asking for autonomy to RBI. Autonomy means some independence and freedom to RBI. And here there were many things. 2 years back, earlier monetary policy is completely given by RBI and RBI governor, like repo rate, reverse repo rate, CRR, SLR. Now in 2016, monetary policy committee is being constituted. A committee will decide the rates. So already autonomy is a big question. Already there was a big tussle between RBI and government. So the things are now is not, we have to wait and see. And next article again on RBI, in a spirit of accommodation. Next article again on RBI, in a spirit of accommodation. This article is written by C. Rangarajan, former RBI governor. This article is written by C. Rangarajan. Here I wish to tell you one thing. There is one section called Section 7 of RBI Act 1934. With this Section 7, government can give directions to RBI. On public interest, government can give certain directions to Reserve Bank of India. Okay. So the author narrated what Jawaharlal Nehru have done, what Manmohan Singh have done. When Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister, how strict he was in controlling RBI, and what about Manmohan Singh, all these things he narrated. But at the same time, he told one important aspect. RBI as a regulator. RBI is a banker's bank. RBI as a regulator and RBI as a institution which fixes monetary policy. These two things. We have to protect RBI's autonomy. Okay. Next article. Next article is about Dire Strait. DIRE. Dire Strait. See, whenever there is an article with respect to IR, international relations, you should take a geography atlas and locate it. Here, Ukraine. First of all, you should identify Ukraine. Ukraine and its capital Kyiv. Ukraine is a former Soviet country. Before 1991, it was a part of Soviet Union. And there is a large portion in Ukraine called, a big tract of land in Ukraine called Crimea. CRIMEA. In 2013, Russia occupied Crimea. When Russia occupied Crimea, it was suspended from G8. Group 8. All developed countries in the world are in G8. And Russia was suspended. Now it is only G7. And now, in this article, Russia captured 3 Ukrainian ships, Ukrainian naval ships. and over 20 crew members in the disputed sea. Here you should locate in the map Azov Sea, A-Z-O-V, Azov Sea and Kerch Strait, K-E-R-C-H. First of all, you should know where is Azov Sea, A-Z-O-V and Kerch Strait, K-E-R-C-H, Kerch Strait. So first you should locate these two things. And Ukraine, martial law was imposed. In Ukraine, martial law was imposed by Ukrainian government. Now the thing is, Russia is claiming more and more portions of Ukraine, certain disputed seas, but Ukraine government is asserting itself. Already Russia occupied Crimea, their place in Ukraine. First read this article, tomorrow we will discuss in detail what is the issue between Ukraine and Russia. Next article, without maternity benefits. Without maternity benefits. This article is about maternity benefits for women. See, in India, women are the worst sufferers in any issue. They will eat food in the last, in the house. Poverty affects women. Feminization of poverty, feminization of agriculture. Even those people who are retaining in agriculture today more are women. So when woman is pregnant, if they don't take proper food, the health of the mother, the health of the child is at risk. For that reason, not only today, from many years government started many programs like Janani Suraksha Yojana, Janani Sisu Suraksha Karikramam, Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana. For example, in Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana, you know what they do? They will give some money to compensate their women wages. So women will take this money and eat proper food. So these are the things. And recently Government of India launched Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. Government of India launched Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. But the other says it is not working out properly. And the other says for pregnant women under National Food Security Act, nutritious food should be given. But unfortunately, it is not properly addressing the problems of pregnant women. So, Pradhan Mantri Matritva Vayo Vandana Yojana and Food Security Act should be linked together so that no pregnant women will face the problem of lack of nutritious food. So, all these things we have to understand. And next important article today is a very material shift. A very material shift. This is about Madhya Pradesh. In polity, there is a topic called electoral behavior. How do and why do people vote? The study of voting pattern is called psephology. The study of voting pattern or voting behavior is called psephology. And people do vote for caste, people do vote for religion, people do vote for money, people do vote for charisma, but along with caste and religion, the other is saying, along with caste and religion, occupation is also playing a crucial role. Profession is also playing a crucial role. So, to understand voting behavior, farmers, laborers, government employees, all these criteria is also very, very important. The entire criteria is very, very important. This is you have to remember. And coming to today's business page, there is one word which you have to remember. There is one word. Voodoo economics. Page number 13. Page number 13. Voodoo economics. VOODOO economics. Voodoo. The term is very important for exam prelims. VOODOO. Voodoo economics. Page number 13. In the article, new data show economy never hit high growth phase. New data show economy never hit high growth phase. Voodoo economics. What is voodoo economics? See, when you project something which is not real, it is called voodoo economics. when you project something which is not real, it's called voodoo. And one more thing, if you spend more on social benefits and impose less taxes on people, that also can be called as voodoo economics. If you spend more on social benefits and impose less taxes on people, it can also be called as voodoo economics. So this word voodoo economics is very, very important for exam. VOODOO. When a different word, unique word, if it appears in the newspaper, you should know what is that. We done?